Hello everyone, Steven here with Cardboard Coalition, and today I figured I'd bring you an unboxing of the expansions for the South Tigris saga. And the reason why I say that is because we have the expansions for Wayfarers, the expansions for Scholars, the expansions for Inventors, and Moonsaga. So these sagas are used to tie the trilogies together, right? So now this is from Garphill Games. I can't remember who does the publishing. Might be Renegade. I don't remember, but it's definitely Garphill. These are the Garphill games from Garphill Games. They're the people who create it. It's the game company. All these are 1 to 4 players. They all take for 13 plus, and these two are 60 to 90 minutes. This one over here, 60 to 120. So you're up to 2 hours with this one, right? So they're all kind of fun, but these are expansions for all of them. It's the first expansions they've all gotten. And of course, the Moon Saga that ties them all together if you want to play the trilogies, which we might need to do one day on this channel. All right, so if you guys want to join me in the top view, we'll see what comes in the box. All right, welcome to the top view. So what I figured we'll do with these is we'll go through the order that they go. So we'll do this one last, since that ties them all together. We'll look at what comes in Tides of Trade for Wayfarers. Then we'll look at body of books. I was thinking Scholars of the South Tigris, and then actually it's Inventors. Sorry, we'll do the Era of Experts for the Inventors of the South Tigris. No, it is Scholars and Inventors. God, I'm getting these trilogies mixed up too. We'll do them in this order. We'll just go like this. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this and see what comes in the box. How are we expanding all the stuff we already do? The interesting thing is, if you've played the other trilogies, so they have I don't know if they call it the Viking trilogy or the Nordic trilogy. So you have the North Seas, right? And you have 3 of those. You have shipwrights, you have raiders, and then you have explorers. And then you have the medieval ones, which are architects, viscounts, and paladins of the West Kingdom. And then you have the South Tigris. I bet you the next set is going to be East, right? They're just hinting. There's a Kickstarter getting ready to go, and it's a secret, super secret. So you have to check it out to see what's going on. But these ones are the most in depth. The further they go in these trilogies, each one gets a little more in depth, a little more in depth. So nice heavy box. It's always good quality with this stuff. We got our expanded rules in here, right? Trying to look, the hourglass, new actions and effects, scoring. So there's your solo play. You got at least 11 pages to read to see how it changes. And a lot of times with this stuff, if you really know how to play the main game, this stuff's really easy to get through. All right, looks like we got some extended boards. I'm assuming this is for the map to extend out. And then once again, it's been a hot minute since we've played this game, right? So I keep slowly just moving over. All right, we got our cardboard. Let's see how it pops out. Pops out nice. Nice a cardboard that pop outs. All right, and then we have the box. One of the things they admitted they couldn't do is make everything fit in the boxes now, because they're trying to keep the same box shape for everything. And they were trying to make everything, expansions, everything fit in the box, and they finally had to give up. They're like, yeah, we can't do that now. All right, so we got some cards. Let's see. Always like the art. Is it Miko? So each person gets a set of those, obviously. We got some buildings. Oh yeah, you do the land, the sea. Yep, because it's the Wayfarers. There's some maps, some star cards, and that gives you the extras. Yeah, right. This might be a pretty quick video. Let's go like that, and then like this, and like that. Oh, it's got to go sideways. Durr. Like this, and like that, and like this, and There we go. Next. All right. Sorry for the sniffle. Sorry for the sniffles. I really think sometimes it's just the cardboard. When I start messing with the cardboard and the little dust gets in the air, it gets to my nostrils. All right. So, sorry, the first one was Tides of Trade. That was for Wayfarers of the South Tigris. This is Body of Books. This is for Scholar of the South Tigris. We already talked about the box. They're all going to be the same box, man. It's The same. It's the same, man. It's kind of interesting that they did all this in one Kickstarter. They just got all of the expansions out and going. The other one has the appendix on the back, I guarantee, but the appendix are nice at the back. Let's see what we got here. Appendix. End of game at 10. So you got 10 pages to read to see how this expands your game. You have one cardboard, and as I showed you, cardboard pops out pretty easy. Put it right there. Now I'm starting to think, I don't know if all the games are sleeved. I'm looking across over my shoulder this way. We have North Seas and West Kingdom. And then that way, we have the South Tigris games. All right, so there's the board extension. Extending that board out. Oh, yeah. I forgot this is the dice one. This is the one. I was thinking it was Inventors was the dice one I really like, and it's complicated, but it's this one, dice mechanics. So with each of the games, they kind of not introduce a new mechanic, but they go with a different mechanic for it, right? Like main way of how you play. And this one was dice. Lots of cards in this one. This one, you're translating texts. So you would have to pay to make it go this way, then that way, or that way and this way. I don't know. I don't remember those cards. Oh, they're flipped both ways. Let's kind of want to keep these in order. I'm going to show you guys the back. And I'm going to flip it over. Oh, boy. Oh, these are like texts. These are more texts to translate. So the idea is that you're going out and you're trying to translate text for the king. Nice, nice, nice. This one's got lots of extra little things in there. Let's put that one this way. Hey, these are texts too. This is interesting. All right. We got our mini cards right here. One thing I am noticing, once I sleeve these, they're not going to fit in there. They're just not going to fit. And I do sleeve this game. My buddy actually gives me a hard time if certain games aren't sleeved, or if I get them out and we play them before I have a chance to sleeve them. He's like, oh, where's the sleeves? But because I like to sleeve things. Looks like this adds a new player, so this should have maybe been 5, because there's black. It's like black's the new player. Yeah. These aren't players. This is it's for the buildings. I forget what they're called, to get influence and stuff like that, because they have the markers in there for the new spot for each of the colors. All right. And then the dice, even though I know these are just basic normal dice, but it's still cool. Look at all those dice. All those dice tool. All right, there's that one. We'll put it all back. Put it back. Put it back. Put it back. All right. Second, I gotta move things around. Grab this one. All right. You know, I always complain when Resvawn's doing this with me that I get the boring job, but I got the important job, because when I'm doing it by myself, when there's multiple things, I realize how the organization helps make the video flow. All right, so now we have the era of experts, right? Is it inventors of the South Tigris? So we invent things. God, I'm still stuck on the dice. I don't remember. Box is the box. This is it's a sturdy box. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's a nice sturdy box. This is all we have. So you have 2 pages. Easy, mother friggin' pleasy. All right, we got more boards. More people, more inventors that you can play as. Inventors. Tokens, we know how those pop. They snap, crackle, pop. They're like Rice Krispies. Oh, it doesn't want to go back in. There we go. And then we got some more. We got the hut and the star. We got some more little meeples in here. Nice wooden meeple deeples. We'll just let them fall right in there. All right. How are we putting this back? I don't know. Like this? Nope, that's all going to fall in on itself. That'll be interesting. Oh, they'll have to go this way. Look, I can be an inventor. I'm inventing ways to put things back in the box. All right, and then last but not least, how do we tie it all together? We do that with Moonsaga. Now I'm looking. I thought I ordered Maybe I didn't. They're going to have to put it out at some point. Rune Saga is the North Seas one. The only thing I'm missing is Rune Saga. But here's Moon Saga. Moon Saga. I thought maybe with this one I ordered Rune Saga with it. I'll have to check. Box. Promo tiles. Oh, this explains the promo tiles for all those. This is the storybook. Right, this lets you play through. One of these days, we're going to have to sit down and do this because it's really cool. The idea is that you sit and play through the trilogy. You play one game, then the next game, then the next game. Right. Collecting cards, right? This sets you all up for everything. Nice. You got your score pad. You got your extra cards. It has to do with the Rune Saga. Actually, with the West Kingdom, I had to think about it for a second. West Kingdom, I had to put some extra cards in the Rune Saga box because they wouldn't fit in one of the West Kingdom boxes. And if you're wondering why I'm doing that, it's because the cards are bowing. So I usually just give them a nice, gentle work like that, and then we go. All right. And there's this particular card sleeve that you need for these. I have a buddy who actually asked, because he likes Shipwrecks, the redo of Shipwrecks so much that he bought it, but wants to know how to sleeve, what to use to sleeve. I'm gonna have to. He's coming over today. I'll have to make sure I show him. There's a tile to help do that, and then we got our little pieces, right? Our cardboard pieces. All right, everyone. That is everything that comes in the expansions for the South Tigris trilogy. I was gonna say saga trilogy, and Moonsong over here. But we have the trades, the Tides of Trade, which is Wayfarers. We have the Era of Explorers. I had to read it across the top. It's back here too. The Era of Explorers is the Inventors of the South Tigris, which I think these two should be swapped if we're going in order. And then we have Body of Books, which is Scholars of the South Tigris. Now, these games, and then we have Moonsong down here, which ties everything together. These games are, let's see, I think these two are these two are the ones that go up to 60 minutes, right? Yep, 90 minutes, 60 to 90 minutes. This one's 60 to 100 or 120, so you're going like 2 hours into this one. There's a lot going on. As I said, they're swapped, and as these go through, as you see the ones, I don't know if you guys can see them back there, the further you go along, the more crunchy, in-depth the game gets, right? And then you add expansions to it. So this is adding a lot. So anyways, these are all for ages, is it 13 now? I forgot because I had to redo this video. 14. I didn't have sound last time. Hopefully I have sound this time. 13 plus, right? And I just said 13. 13 plus. 13 plus, sorry. And it's 1 to 4 players for all these games. They all have a solo mode. That includes the Rune Sagas, right? This is from Garphill Games. As I said earlier in the video, don't remember who produces it. They do the initial, and then there's someone who actually publishes the game out there, and I can't remember which one is, but Garphill Games is the main game company, right? And so hopefully you guys like this unboxing. Hopefully the second go at the end video works. Now you get Lily Faye. Last time she was sleeping, so you heard no Lily Faye. All right. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, give it a thumbs up, comment, right? Give us some ideas, tell us your thoughts and all that kind of stuff. Talk game stuff. I've been having fun talking to people about game stuff, wants, and just sometimes question verifications. All right. So if you do that, that's awesome. Or check out another one of our videos. See what you guys think. I'm Steven with Cardboard Coalition. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye. All right, work. Hopefully the mic works.